Welcome to Talking Bayside Business. I'm your host, Rebecca Matthews. I'm the transformation coach and the founder of the Mind and Body Co. Talking Bayside Business is an opportunity for me to get to talk to and meet lots of our fantastic local but small businesses, but more importantly, a chance for our community to get to know the people behind the business. Today, I am very excited to introduce Dan and Sam from Oceania Building Co. Welcome, boys.
How you going? Howdy.
Thank you so much for joining me. So I know we're going to have a little bit of a tit for tat kind of who's going to answer what questions, but we'll just go with it. Who would like to tell me a little bit about what Oceania Building Co. is about and what you do?
Yeah, we're a local Bayside construction company where we go from doing anything from small decks to patios, to small renovations, to large renovations, all the way through to new builds and doing commercial work as well. So pretty much we're the, we're just the builder that can organise all the trades and just do the job from start to finish.
Fantastic. It sounds like you're sort of a one-stop shop for all size projects, big and small. So that's always a good start.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, fantastic. And you guys are a reasonably new business. I understand that you formed last year. What was the motivating factor and what was the, I guess, what inspired you guys personally to start this business?
Yes, well, we met each other through our partners, through their mother's parents group. We hit it off pretty well, spent a lot of time together. We were both in construction. We thought, why not join up and make something out of it to provide a better life for ourselves and our families and that kind of thing. But we've got plenty of experience and spending the majority of our time together anyway, so why not make something of it?
Yeah.
We also wanted to continue to grow our careers. So we both started as carpenters, then went on to site supervisors / foremen. So the next step was to become an owner builder. So
that's awesome. And to do it with a mate, that's the best journey, right?
Yeah, it is. It's been really good. It's made it a lot easier as well, working together, just getting along. Going to work doesn't feel like it's going to work as much anymore. So when you go to work with someone else, it drags out the day, but the days seem to fly by now.
Yeah,
so
that's
good.
Awesome. And so what do you think makes your business unique in the market?
We really try to connect with our clients. Like we try to spend a lot of time communicating with them. We go out straight away. As soon as we get requested for a quote, we like to go out onto site and meet them, see what the job is, see what's involved, see if we can give them a hand with ideas. Obviously, we've got 30 years experience between the two of us. So we really want to try to bring what we know to them. So even if it's just getting on Pinterest even and showing photos of decks that we've done or other people have done. So we really want to build that client relationship from the beginning all the way through the build, all the way through to the end. Trying to stay on budget with them as well is a big one. Like they might budgets change throughout the build, so we can really work with them to stay in line, I guess. On budget or below.
Yeah. Or below, that's a winner.
No one really likes going over budget, so we try and do our best to accommodate everyone's sort of financial status and needs and requests to still try and give them the best product in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the things that keeps coming up for me when I talk to small business owners is that it's so much more than customer service. It's really about being an integrated member of the team and for the clients to feel like you actually really give a shit about them and the outcome for them. It's not a transaction. It's not being able to, do the job, get the invoice paid. It's really about what they really truly want and need and how you can make that whole process really enjoyable for them and for yourselves so they become part of the team going forward.
We always want to be pride in our work as well. So when we walk away from a job, we know we've done the best job that we could do for them.
Yeah, because it might be a deck or an extension today. It might be a brand new build next year. You just never know where it's going to lead.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What do you think is, obviously, there's been lots of talk in the last 12 months around the construction and building industry, particularly locally. What do you think are some of the common misconceptions about the industry?
I guess, there's always that talk of tradies being dodgy or just trying to rip people off and make money for themselves and all that kind of thing. But unfortunately, there is some of those people out there, but there is a lot more people who aren't. We try and focus on and trying to do the right thing by our clients. And, they put their trust in us and all their financial sort of goes towards us as well. So we want to be able to provide the best product and continue to grow. We want to make a name for ourselves and build up a business that in the future we could pass on to both our sons.
Isn't that awesome?
That's what they want to do, I guess.
I love you've come together from a mother's group. I met my best friend to this day in a mother's group when I had my first child. So, those relationships can really forge and change the path of your future. And, you guys have formed this awesome business together. You've sort of wedded your families together, and now you've got something, maybe a legacy you can give both your children, which is just awesome.
Yeah, we got really lucky with the mums group that the girls got involved with. Like, it's not just us four, but there's a big group of everyone that gets along. We've got all the 2-year-olds' birthdays coming up later, so it's going to be a busy month coming up.
That's awesome. Lots of cubby house projects coming your way. What's your connection with Bayside? Have you both lived locally for a while?
No, we're both actually fairly new. We've only been here for 3 or 4 years, both of us. Sam's fiance, she's a local. She grew up here, and my wife's actually from Canada, so she's a long way from home. But both, I'm living in Thornland and Sam's in Burkdale now. Really enjoying it. Really love living out here.
Yeah, it's a good place to be around.
It's a pretty great lifestyle, isn't it?
It is a good community.
Yeah. So what do you think, I guess, you can take one of these each if you like, but what do you think are the most challenging and most rewarding parts of being a business in this Bayside area?
I think one of the biggest challenges is trying to, with the new build, there's a lot of home and land packages and the big companies that they can just come in and knock them up so quick and for a lot cheaper than we can do it. So that's obviously a bit of a challenge. I guess the difference between us and them is we get the more personal service that we can offer, opposed to having one meeting and then all of a sudden you get a house.
And you get a house that you actually has the details that make it personal to you rather than a cookie cutter house that the project do.
Yeah, that everyone else has the same one down the street.
Yeah.
So,
we try and make each experience as unique for each client as much as possible. And, really want to make their own house, their own home, rather than having 3 or 4 different houses in the same street that basically look the same. I mean, really try and put a personal touch on it.
Yeah, awesome. And what do you think are some of the benefits and the most rewarding parts of being a Bayside business?
Don't have to travel as far. Although we do still to work around a bit, but
we do. Yeah, we've done some work up the sunny coast and the north side and south and west and everything. So we still do get around. So being in the Bayside, we've plenty of interest coming in from the locals, which is great. We'd like to continue going down that avenue as well.
It's also really nice to be working with the other trades that are local as well. So our electricians, plasterers, all that are all local. Aircon guys, they're all local guys as well. Like aircon guy lives around the corner from us. So it's quite good that way. We get to see each other down the shops and it just has that community feel about it, which is really nice.
Yeah, I guess that's probably, it's not something I'd considered, but, when you're bringing in trades to work on your projects, it's your reputation at stake, but must be really nice to have these relationships and have this kind of community commitment to your clients, because everybody, you don't want to rip a client off because you're going to see them at the shops.
Exactly. You're like,
you do something wrong, everybody's going to know about it pretty quickly.
That's right.
Yeah. Amazing. How have you noticed that the area has changed over the last year, like the community and the business kind of environment?
I think, especially with COVID, a lot of people from the south moving up, I guess, makes it a bit difficult for people at this period of time to purchase a house because there's so much competition. So we're getting a lot of interest now of doing extensions, whether it's at a master bedroom with an ensuite or a bigger kitchen or building up a level and that kind of things. People are sort of not putting themselves under too much pressure, but utilising what they already have to make it sort of something more comfortable and accommodating for them and their families, growing families or new families moving into the area.
Absolutely, and sometimes a really good extension can be quite surprising in terms of the result. I was talking to a girlfriend recently who they were looking at selling and moving and buying, and just the pressure and stress of all of that. And by comparison, the money they would have lost in stamp duty and all those things, investing that in a really amazing extension would give them a much better outcome for their family in the long term.
You always have that sentimental value of your first home, and you always want to stay there for a bit longer. Well, I do anyway, but yeah.
Yeah, you and my husband
nice to be able to make
very well.
That's right. Well, I've also noticed that with being a young family, like having young families, the money that's been put into the local parks and the trails and the events that are getting coming out to the Redlands now has been excellent as well over the last couple of years. Yeah. Quite often we can go out on the weekend and find something new that we didn't even know was out here. So, which is excellent.
Yeah. The little animal farms and the parks and the swimming areas, the dog beaches.
Yeah.
It's all accommodating for everyone, from young families to the older generation and everything in between.
Yeah, absolutely. I moved up from Melbourne last January, and everything was in lockdown. All the events were cancelled, and everything was really quiet for the year. And now I'm starting to see, I heard all year, we usually do this and we usually have this happening and all these things. I'm like, yeah. And now I'm starting to see, these things being coming available and these events happening and being marketed, and there really is so much available for every member of the community, which is really exciting. What would you love to see happen in the next 12 months in the community?
I was actually talking about it with my wife last night, and we'd love to see like a bit of a trade show for small businesses where we could all get together in a place and where the general community can actually come and see who's out there, because quite often she says that she's on the Facebook mums group pages and everything, and people are asking for recommendations for photographers, cake builders, builders. So it'd be really nice to be able to have like a trade show where all the little small business could come together and advertise and show people who we are and what we do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get leads and stuff as well. It might be an opportunity for other small businesses to grow a relationship with other local small businesses. Like we might find a new trade or a new supplier and get something out of it. So it's something beneficial for everyone. Yeah, we connect with other small businesses. It could be really good.
Yeah. What are your goals for the next 12 months? I know you guys are a baby business, but what are your next 12 months looking like?
Well, at the moment, it's like things are going really well. There's a lot starting to pick up. We just put on a school-based apprentice. His name's Lockie. He's from the Redlands area as well. So he works with us every Thursday, sometimes Fridays, until he finishes school. Obviously, we'd like to build up and get some bigger jobs going. We've quite a few big ones now, so hopefully a few of them come in, and then we can put on a few more stuff and hopefully keep growing to the point where we can start pointing fingers instead of swinging the hammer.
Move more into the management role.
That's right.
Yeah.
Doing it all.
Yeah, it's always good fun to throw the mailbag on, but it'd be nice every now and then not to have to.
Especially on days like today when it's bucketing down.
Yes,
yeah. Fantastic. And so what can you share with us, maybe some of your favourite things to do? You mentioned the animal farm and the dog beaches and those sorts of things. What are your favourite things to do on the weekends with your families? Where are maybe your favourite cafes or beaches? What are your favourite spots?
Well, sorry. Firstly, I live in Burkdale. We're in a pretty good position where we can go for a bike ride and head to either Thornside. There's 3 parks along the way, or we can ride up to Wellington Point and we can go to the park there and have a swim. And there's a couple of cafes along the way. We don't really have a specific cafe or anything that we like to go to. We like to give them all a bit of a try out. That's what I mean. But I guess if I had to mention one and give someone a bit of a rap, Elements down at Burkdale there, Burkdale Fair, they do a pretty good coffee.
Yeah, fantastic. And yourself?
Yeah, I was going to say, my little 2-year-old boy's obsessed with horses at the moment, so we actually enjoy going down to King's Country in Thornlands there. They've got a little petting zoo down there and some ponies. He really enjoys going down there, so it's good. And Redland Bay Golf Course when I get a chance.
Well, that's more when you move into the management role.
That's right.
Yeah.
Point and then go play golf. Probably more swearing on the golf course than there is on the job site.
Yeah, probably. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure to meet you guys, and I really appreciate you taking the time out to talk to me. Are there any sort of last final words or any information you wanted to do a shout out for before we wrap it up today?
You see, if you're even just in the mind frame of thinking about getting some work done and you just want to have a few questions, reach out. We're more than happy to come and see everyone, help out, and throw some ideas out there and move forward and work with the local community.
Fantastic. Well, I will be including all of your contact details and information on how our community can get behind and really support you guys and champion you to grow your business. And so I do hope that they encourage each other and other members in the community that maybe haven't seen the interview today to reach out to you guys. You look like a lot of fun.
Probably.
And, it certainly looks like a business that's going to grow quite quickly, especially in the current environment. So I wish you guys all the best, and thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you very much for having us.
Yeah, cheers.
Bye for now.